Ever feel stuck staring at a blank screen wondering, what do I even post today? What if we told you there's a simple system that eliminates the guesswork, keeps your audience hooked, and helps you show up consistently? In this episode, we're revealing the 5 content pillars every business professional should be using.
Hey, lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Boltz. I'm an attorney and founder of Boltz Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Boltz, owner of Boltz Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the Miss in biz.
Let's get biz done.
So your content pillars are the 4 to 5 categories that your content rotates around. This helps to keep your messages clear, your marketing organized, and your audience engaged. And this is something that is extremely beneficial. So instead of just winging something or throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that it sticks, you're actually creating content with purpose. Each item has a very specific goal of what you're trying to do. So here at Miss Biz, we use 5 core pillars that any business owner can adapt. The first one is engaging, then you have inspirational, entertaining, educational, and promotional.
And this is something that Rachel has taught me about, because my social media before learning about these pillars was just walking around life and getting a light bulb moment of an idea for a post and then creating that post. And so I was just going off of a whim of what I thought of as time went by. Didn't really have a strategy like this or an organizational structure. And so this has really helped to have a more well-rounded social media presence than just whatever comes to mind. And I still do those things that come to mind from time to time, and that just adds in to the otherwise organized structure.
It just truly helps to create a more rounded strategy for you as well. So instead of just having a page that's super promotional, buy this is a wonderful service, you can take that opportunity to educate your audience, engage with your audience, and get to know them a little bit more intentionally. So the first content pillar is engaging content. This is all about creating that connection and that community. And your engaging posts are when you ask questions, start conversations. This is where your poll posts come in, and any type of post that gets your audience involved. So, for example, I have put posts out there where I want to learn more about what my followers do for a living. So I'll tell them to promote their business here, or I'll ask if you're a business owner, if you have one piece of advice that you can give, what would it be? And that's going to really help people to open up and start those conversations, because people like to talk about themselves. So you're giving them the opportunity to get involved proactively versus just putting out there what you want them to hear.
And after all, engagement is what it's all about. That is how everything is gauged in the social media world, is how much is your audience engaging. If you remember back, Amber Shaw, a guest we had on our show who has a super impressive social media following, and she does a lot of affiliate marketing where she promotes other products. And she said what the affiliate marketing companies want is to see your engagement. They don't necessarily care about how many followers you have. They care how engaged your audience is. And so to put these type of content, this type of questions out there, when someone responds with a comment, then now the algorithm is going to think they like your content and they're going to be seeing it even more, which is increasing the likelihood they're going to keep engaging with your content. So another example of an engaging post could just be something as simple as drop your Instagram handle so we can follow each other, or drop your LinkedIn handle so we can get connected on LinkedIn. Those type of things a lot of people are going to comment on so that they can join in on the follow train.
And that's such a great point. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because engagement really does help to build that community, which is what social media is all about. So the second content pillar is inspirational content. This could be in the form of a daily motivation post. This could be where you share a personal story or a success story that sparked belief. This could be a client transformation or even a mindset shift. So think of this as you want your audience to feel something when they read this post or when they see this come up on their feed. And inspirational content statistically tends to have a lot of shares because people like to spread that positivity and that motivation around.
Do you have an example of an inspirational type of post that you've used that's done well for you?
There's been a couple different ones. There's the daily quotes. Having a daily quote along with a powerful message that goes along with it can increase shares. But even just me getting in front of the video camera and just sharing something that was on my heart has performed very, very well.
For sure. I think just being in front of the microphone or in front of the phone, just sharing a personal story about something that you went through is super attractive to your audience. It shows that you're real, and if it's a powerful story, it's going to get a lot of engagement as well.
Yeah, it's going to inspire others, and you never know what people are going through at that time, but you would be surprised. The one that I'm thinking of specifically, I had numerous people reach out to me and thank me for putting that out there because they were going through something that was difficult during that time, and I had no idea, but I just felt it on my heart to put it out there, and I did. So the third content pillar, this is the fun one. This is your entertaining content. So this could be in the form of a meme, maybe a relatable business moment, a funny fail, a blooper, whatever brings a smile and builds that, oh my goodness, same connection. People always remember how you make them feel, and laughter is sticky. So Brooke, your turn. What is one of the most memorable, entertaining posts that you've done?
I'd have to say for Miss Biz that our jingles are something that we do to try to bring that entertainment factor. Also with Bolts Legal, we've done a couple of music videos that are musical parodies, all about that case, and Me Too, which are parodies of Meghan Trainor songs, and are full-blown music videos. So those are definitely in some way promotional, but mostly entertainment is the idea behind those. So those are some of the things we've done to try to build engagement and in the entertainment space.
You know we're all about that case, no trouble. All about that case, no trouble. All about that case, no trouble. All about that case.
At Bolts Legal, we are all about your case. Text or call to schedule a free consultation for all your legal needs. boltslegal.com.
And this is a lot of what I see other business owners and business professionals having missed opportunities on. A lot of times I think there's a stigmatism where you feel like you always have to be professional and you want people to perceive you a certain way. And if you show that entertaining, soft side of you, it may alter that perception. But you would be surprised. I think it actually has the opposite effect because people realize that you're a real person. They get to see a different side of you and they can connect with you on a whole nother level.
The other thing is it's hard to do entertaining content well because there's this fine line between being funny and being corny.
Yeah, that's true.
Or being, as my kids say, cringe. And I've definitely fallen into the cringe category plenty of times according to my teenage daughters. But, you got to do what you can do. Maybe not every entertaining or funny post is going to hit in the right way, but you'll get better with each attempt and you'll learn from your mistakes and you'll learn how to improve. And, the ones that do hit are going to be, I've seen some corny lawyer stuff outside of even my own.
Yeah.
Seen some corny ones. And I'm like, oh, but I am like, good for you for trying.
Yes.
Good for you for trying and not just standing in front of a bookshelf and talking legal talk. I think putting that effort out there is appreciated by people, even if you don't hit the funny bone quite on the head.
Absolutely. So the fourth pillar is your educational content. This is where you teach what you know, and this can take shape in the form of tips, how-tos, myths versus facts, behind the scenes. You really have an opportunity to position yourself as the expert and the thought leader of your industry by being able to provide that value. And this is where you provide and build that trust as well.
So I'm going to put a little spin on the educational because this is something I've started doing recently that's been working really well for me. So as a lawyer, of course, a lot of my content is educational based. And for years, I've been putting out just educational content. This law is this, be aware of this, be safe in this way. Here's things you should know. And people just, I think it gives me a little bit of credibility, maybe makes me look like someone who knows what they're talking about, but I haven't gotten a lot of engagement from those. And in the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I put a little twist on that and my videos have done exponentially better. And what I did was giving educational content, but it is about a current event that also has a controversial aspect to it. So in my case, there was a stabbing in the state of Texas that is a hotly contested self-defense type of issue. And so I took my knowledge on self-defense, but I took an opinion. I made an opinion, and rather than just saying, here's what you need to know, I took a stance, I made an opinion, and in the first 3 seconds, I stated that opinion really directly. And so what that did was the people who agreed with my opinion put their comments about how they agreed, but the people who disagreed really put their comments.
Oh, they're still putting their comments.
Still,
I get dings at like 3 o'clock in the morning of people still putting in their comments weeks and weeks later.
Yeah, so it's crazy. And then what happens is they just start arguing with each other. Mm-hmm. At first it starts like, this girl don't know what she's talking about, whatever. That's a nice...
Yeah, that's not what they said.
That's a
at all.
Nice version of what they say. And then someone else is like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And then they get into this battle with each other, which is fantastic for me because I'm just getting comment. And then they're sharing it with other people who agree with whatever message I'm sending. So it's just been a little twist. It's risky because the people who disagree are going to really disagree. But the people who agree I'm getting followers. On TikTok, I've gotten 50, 60 followers just from a couple of videos. Same on Instagram. And so putting that formula together of educational plus current event plus taking an opinion and a stance and relaying that right at the beginning of the video, that little formula has been working for me. And I've put out now 4 or 5 really successful videos, probably the most successful one actually, and Rachel and I were talking about this because I can't figure out the rhyme and reason why certain videos perform well on some platforms and not the others. But Facebook has one right now with over 50,000 views, a lot of them have over 500 comments. And then TikTok, I think I've got a few videos with 10, 20, 30,000 views, same on Instagram. So this is the new formula that I am incorporating for my educational content, is to do this. Again, it's risky, but it's definitely increasing engagement.
Yes, it's an excellent opportunity for you to grow your follower base, increase engagement, and get your name out there to more people. I will say it is not for the faint of heart. So if you're the type of person that if you get one bad comment, you're hiding it or deleting it or whatever, you're probably going to have a difficult time adding a little bit of controversy to it.
True.
It's not easy.
But I'm going to tell you that you take the bad with the good, and you've got to grow a thick skin because not everyone's going to like you in the social media world. So it can hurt your feelings. You know, if I allowed it to, I definitely would have my feelings hurt on some of these, but I don't. I understand that everybody believes strongly in their position, and I don't take it personally. So you've got to put that mindset on before you hit post.
Yeah. So the 5th content pillar is promotional. Yes, you should absolutely sell yourself or your services. Let people know what you do. This is where you're going to share your offers, talk about your services, your client wins, limited spots, whatever moves people to take action. But I will say, don't make every post a pitch. 1 out of 5 is about that sweet spot because truly it's all about adding value to your audience.
Absolutely. People don't want to be sold to all the time. And also you need to gain their trust before they're going to really be interested in your product, unless you just happen to have a really cool, bracelet that everybody wants or something, but if you're a service-based business, then you really need to build that trust through doing the other content pillars as well. Do you love the Miss Biz podcast?
Because we love you.
Here's 3 things you can do to show your support.
1, write us a review. Apple, Spotify, and Google My Business are the best platforms to write a review.
2, follow us on social media. Our handle is @MissBizPodcast.
3, join our Facebook group, Miss Biz Nation, for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage. Also, ask questions related to your business and discuss topics from our episodes. I get a lot of referrals and a lot of business from social media. And what has been successful for me are the educational and the entertaining types of content, because people learn to trust you. They see that you know what you're talking about, you're different, and you're standing out. It's not salesy at all, because I'm not really promoting my business in any of them, but what I'm doing is I'm providing them with some type of value, and they see that value, and that's what makes them reach out. So,
well, also what I'll say is people in your space in digital marketing, there are so many of them that spend all their time on their clients' social media and don't spend any time on their own. And I don't think that they realize that when a prospective customer is evaluating them, the first thing they do is go look at that business's social media.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that when a social media person approached me and I went and looked at her Facebook and she had 25 followers. I immediately was like, there's no way, because if you can't do it for yourself, how do I know that you can do it for me?
Yeah.
And so there is no better way to show what you can do than doing it for your own business. And when people see the creativity that you bring to your social media and the well-roundedness of the content that you're putting out for your Bolts Media content, then they're like, that's what I want for my business. And I think that a lot of people in your space don't recognize that, and they don't spend any time on their own social media presence.
It's a missed opportunity for sure.
But it's a lot of extra time.
It is. And clients always come first. So it's like, if I have to serve my clients or help me, my customer's always going to come first.
Right. And you're not getting paid to make your own social media
Right.
stuff. So, also you're probably tired of looking at the Facebook screen or Loomly screen or whatever at Canva. You're just tired of doing it all the time for other people, that you're like, oh, do I really need to go do this for myself? But it's the way people judge you,
Yep.
and you do a great job with it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's why it's good to have a team. It really is good to have a team that you can lean on to help you reach your goals and your objectives. So the benefits of using the content pillars are, it takes the guesswork out of what do I post today. It helps you show up consistently without being repetitive, and it helps to balance that value and visibility, and your audience will keep coming back for more. They're not going to get numb to a certain messaging because you have different variable types of content that you're putting out there.
What your goal should be is, when you meet someone and they say, I follow you on social media, for them to say, I always look forward to your posts because I never know what to expect. It's always something fresh, something new, something of value to them, and that they look forward to seeing your content. I think that would be a home run.
Absolutely. So I am a big advocate of planning your content in advance and batch content creating. And so here's kind of a guideline that you can use if you're like, how do I incorporate this for my business? Here's a guide that you can use. So every Monday can be your educational type of post, your top 3 mistakes to avoid, or did you know type of post. Tuesdays, you can make that your engaging post day, where you're asking your audience certain questions like, where's your go-to coffee order? What's your go-to coffee order on a deadline day? Or what piece of advice did you learn this week that you've already implemented? Things like that, where you're getting your audience to connect and engage with you. Wednesdays can be your inspirational day, where you're sharing little bits of pieces of motivation to keep your audience going. Thursday can be your entertaining day. It can be, a meme day, or it can be something where you're showing, I don't know, like a behind the scenes feel, something that makes your audience laugh or makes them remember you. And then Friday, that can be your promotional day, where you're like, I have 50% off until Friday night at 11:59 p.m. It can be, here are your specials for the week, or just a little bit more information about your services. And, go ahead.
And then you can kind of add things to that as you want to. For example, a holiday. If holiday happens to show up on an inspirational day, well, you can make a holiday post that day. Or if you come up with new creative video reel ideas or whatever, you can always add into that. But just having these pillars in place to have a consistency across the board. I also am a fan of having kind of a brand color to your post so that when someone looks at your page in its entirety, there's some consistency in appearance, to kind of making your posts have one color scheme, I think really helps too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why major brands are so big on branding. So from there, you just rinse, repeat, add to it, mix it up, and you'll never run out of ideas again. So if you want to quit stressing about content and start showing up like the CEO you are, these 5 pillars are going to be your secret weapon. They're going to keep your content fresh, focused, and deeply aligned with your brand. And if you do decide that you need help, we offer free consultations at Bolts Media. We can help guide you into creating a strategy just for you.
So you don't need to necessarily just post more. You need to post smarter. So these content pillars hopefully will make that possible for you.
We appreciate you and are honored to be on this journey with you. We can't wait to help you, to encourage you, and show you how to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
If you found Miss Biz helpful, please leave a review and share with others.
You can follow us on social media at Miss Biz Podcast.
For legal questions or services, please visit boltslegal.com.
And for digital marketing needs, please visit boltsmedia.com. Let's get biz done.